Huge shout out goes out to our current channel members. If you're interested in gaining a channel membership, then feel free to head over to my channel profile and click the join button. Also, we do have a Ninjago Discord server. It's a great way to communicate with myself and many others. For more details on that, click the very first link at the very top of the description of this video. So hello there everybody, and welcome back on in to the channel for a new video today. And today we're going to be talking about something that I honestly feel as though is kind of completely gone under the radar, all things considered. This is something that is criminally underrated and kind of just underspoken about in regards to Dragon's Rising Part 1 that we currently have released to us right now, from the first 10 episodes, of course. And again, as I say here, and as I go over and keep going over, this is something that just isn't spoken about nearly enough. And believe it or not, this does all relate to Sora. And another thing I would like to clear up here is that despite people not talking about this, it's not like it's something that we don't know about. You know, this isn't some sort of hidden detail I'm going over. This is like one of the biggest parts of Dragon's Rising Season 1. Overall, I'd imagine, probably, considering this all relates to the backstory of one of the new main characters. In this particular case, though, that is going to be Sora. That is right, that is who I am talking about here in today's video, as I feel as though Sora's backstory truly is just overlooked. It's not spoken about enough. And again, I just want to make today's video to, well, attempt to make this more of a known thing, so that more people can appreciate just how great this backstory is. But with that being said, it's not great in a really positive way. It's great because of how dark and how almost just horrible this whole backstory is overall. And I would even go further than this and say that this is quite possibly up there with one of the most tragic backstories we have ever seen for a Ninjago character, up there with the likes of people like, I don't know, maybe Moro, Harumi, all of those types of characters that initially come to mind when you may think of really tragic Ninjago backstories. But let's just run through what actually happened to Sora. So of course, she was just like your average citizen in Imperium, in the realm, and so were her parents, to be honest. And essentially, you know, I'm going to keep things kind of brief because we're all very familiar with what happened, I'm sure, but just as a refresher, I'm serving this as. So essentially, she was very intelligent, she came up with new technology, and as a result, the people that kind of run Imperium, Beatrix, Dr. LaRoe, all of those kinds of people, wanted to use her technology. So essentially, she was offered a place to kind of work under them, to more further, like, mass-produce this technology, I suppose you could say. But as Sora saw what they were doing to the dragons and how exactly they harnessed their energy, she sympathised with the dragons and just did not want any part of it. So despite most people in Imperium jumping at the sight of a job like this and such a high position that Sora was essentially offered, Sora herself felt a lot of remorse for these dragons and how they were being treated, so she essentially did not want this to happen. She did not want to be part of this job anymore, and her parents were extremely disappointed with her, as her parents are like just another typical reminder of just how strong the brainwashing is in the realm of Imperium. So they were essentially just so angry with Sora, to the point where they basically just went ahead and disowned her. They hated her, they did not want anything to do with her as a result of this, which turned Sora against everything she previously believed in, or she thought she believed in and actually trusted. She did not look up to Beatrix anymore, she just did not want any part of that realm, hence why in the current day Sora talks about the realm of Imperium in a very negative light, because of the way things are treated there, and because of the way she, in specific, was treated. So overall, Sora had a very horrible and very rough time in the realm of Imperium, and even had her own parents basically turn against her. Now, in Imperium, the way it works is essentially you are brainwashed into serving Beatrix. People don't really know anything about her, she's a very private figure from what we've seen, but essentially, yeah, people worship her like she is a literal god. Kind of similar to some places in the world, in real time, right? So that is how it worked in Imperium. And so, her parents aren't like the odd ones out, right? Everybody there is basically brainwashed. And in fact, Sora is one of the only quote-unquote normal ones there that saw past the brainwashing and actually felt remorse and sympathised with the dragons and the way they were being treated. So yeah, it's very tragic when you think about that, and how basically she had nobody on her side from the ways of Imperium, and if she never really met Aaron or any of the other ninjas, she would basically be entirely alone as of right now, from what we can tell anyway, because everybody turned against her, nobody wanted anything to do with her, especially the people that initially loved her her parents. So it is for all of these reasons that I believe, anyway, that Sora is easily one of the quote-unquote darkest Ninjago characters out there with one of the darkest backstories, and for that reason alone, that is why I am making today's video, because again, I just feel as though this is a subject that tends to go completely under the radar, and again, I thought it could do with some refreshing, you know, in people's minds, right? And I think that this video definitely did do it justice. Just wanted to talk about all of this with you all today because, again, I find this backstory to be kind of underrated and people don't quite realise how dark it is in the context of Ninjago. So with all of this being said, guys, that is basically going to go ahead and conclude this one here. So hopefully you guys did all enjoy it. Please, though, now that I'm done talking, I turn it over to all of you watching. Please feel free to leave any of your own personal thoughts on all of this down below in that comment section. I would love to hear your own thoughts regarding all of this. As always, though, if you did enjoy today's video, please do leave a like on it, subscribe to the Overlord X channel for more, and hit the notification bell so that you behind the screen there, it's you there, I'm looking right at you, can keep up to date on all things Ninjago right here on the channel. And with all of this being said, guys, I will catch you all very, very soon for a new video. Well, goodbye, everybody. See you all very soon.